Today is September 30, 2020. I am taking this video to document the growth of these Thuja green giants. I have another video which I'll try to post the link to it in the comments underneath. I took one 2 years ago. It would be September 30 of 2018. I took another one in September 30 or October 1st of 2019. And then this one in 2020. So you'll have 3 videos documenting 2 years of growth of these very fast-growing Thuja green giants. When we first planted them, I think we first planted them 3 years ago. They were much smaller than that fence, but on the 2018 video, they were about 33 inches, so 36 inches above that fence. That is a 6-foot fence, so let's call it, they were 9 feet tall 2 years ago. Now they are much taller, and of course have filled out as well. I was out here 2 days ago and had to use a 10-foot PVC pipe to measure these. I measured them all the way to the very tops of those highest runners, and they now sit 16 to 17 feet tall. If you subtract the 9 feet, which they were 2 years ago, that means we've got in 2 years 7 to 8 feet of growth, or 3.5 to 4 feet per year. Now these were all, this is the west side of the house, these were all planted 5 feet on center. Probably planted them a little bit too close to the back fence, but that's the way they're going to be. I don't think, they have not been trimmed, so these have not been cut or trimmed at all. They were fertilized just marginally with small amounts of fertilizer. I did it myself 2 years ago, and other than that, haven't had anything put on to them to make them grow any more than what they naturally would. We have not lost one of these. They have all grown terrifically well. They are beautiful, healthy plants. So much so that this would be the north side of the yard. We planted a bunch more. They were all planted 1 year later than the first ones on the west side. And they are doing equally as well. In fact, they're growing so fast, I find myself wondering if pretty soon we won't be able to see the difference between the 2 planting periods. And back there on the back side of the house, you can see there are some very tall ones. They were planted at the same time these first ones were planted. And they're up in that 16 to 17 foot area as well. I won't take the time to walk over there, but you can see that house behind them. They were planted specifically to create a visual barrier between that house, those windows up there, to make the backyard a bit of a fishbowl. A couple years from now, that won't even be an issue. All of these trees, I haven't counted them, there's got to be 30 or 40 of them. And again, we did not lose one of them. They've all just been very, very healthy. And just a delight to watch. All of the growth takes place basically from April till right now till October. We'll get 6 inches out of it over the winter time, but not much growth taking place over the winter. This again is the Pacific Northwest, Hillsboro, Oregon. These Thuja green giants were, I think, developed here in the Pacific Northwest and are well adapted to the climate. Of course, we have plenty of rain. Many people would argue that the Pacific Northwest is ideal for these types of growing conditions. We have over here on the south side of the house some really majestic evergreens that are just beautifully enhancing the yard. But right now the issue is documenting these. So there you have it. That would be 2 years of growth. I don't know that I'll be out here next year. Their growth rate is well established. They'll be up another 3.5 to 4 feet next year, and a year after that another 4 feet. So they'll, by two years now, for 5 years, they'll be 25 feet or thereabouts, and that house will become less and less visible. This yard will become enhanced by the beauty of these green giants. I hope each one of you have similar experience. It's been fun to watch.